Welcome to Spidell's California Minute. I'm your host, Catherine Zidane, and this week we're covering legislative changes to the cannabis excise tax and potential penalties. We'll be covering all of the most important tax legislation from 2022 at Spidell's federal and California tax update, starting in November. You can choose from live or webinar presentations, and you can see topics covered and get registered at caltax.com. To combat the unlicensed cannabis market in California, AB 195 was enacted earlier this summer to lower the tax burden on licensed cannabis growers and other licensed cannabis businesses. One of the provisions in the bill shifted the responsibility for collecting and remitting California cannabis excise tax from cannabis distributors to cannabis retailers beginning January 1st, 2023. Here are some details regarding how the law revisions regarding excise tax collection will apply to distributors and retailers. Starting January 1st, 2023, cannabis or cannabis product distributors, which includes micro-business distributors, will stop collecting the 15% cannabis excise tax from cannabis retailers. These businesses will no longer need to hold a cannabis tax account with the CDTFA. Distributor cannabis tax accounts will automatically be closed out, and the CDTFA will send additional information to these account holders sometime this fall. Distributors will file their last cannabis tax return for December 2022 for monthly filers, or fourth quarter 2022 for quarterly filers on January 31st, 2023. Starting January 1st, 2023, cannabis retailers, including micro-business retailers, will collect the 15% cannabis excise tax from their customers based on the gross receipts from the retail sale of cannabis or cannabis products. Gross receipts include the selling price of cannabis or cannabis products after any discount, and all charges related to the sale, like a delivery fee and any local cannabis taxes that are listed separately on the invoice or receipt. Cannabis retailers will need a cannabis retailer excise tax permit from the CDTFA. Retailers that are licensed with the Department of Cannabis Control will automatically be registered with the CDTFA. If a retailer is already approved for a license fee waiver with the Department of Cannabis Control, these licensees can apply to the CDTFA to retain vendor compensation equal to 20% of cannabis tax due. The CDTFA will provide additional information about how a cannabis retailer can do this. Retailers will file cannabis retailer excise tax returns online, pay the cannabis excise tax due, and claim a credit on the return for any excise tax paid to a distributor for cannabis or cannabis products purchased before January 1st, 2023, for cannabis or cannabis products sold at retail on or after January 1st, 2023. AB 195 also provided for some enforcement penalties. Any unlicensed individual or cannabis business that possesses, keeps, stores, or retains for the purpose of sale or sells or offers to sell cannabis or cannabis products can be held liable for cannabis taxes. A penalty of the greater of 25% of the tax due, or $500, will be added to any assessment issued to an unlicensed cannabis business. The CDTFA can hold any officer, member, manager, partner, or other person personally liable for any unpaid cannabis taxes, interest, and penalties when a corporation, partnership, LLP, or LLC fails to pay the required cannabis taxes. Spidell's analysis and explanation of California taxes is updated each year to reflect legislative changes, and the 2023 edition is in the works right now. You can buy an online or a paper version of this indispensable California tax reference manual at caltax.com under the Publications tab. That's all for this week. Join us next time for another episode of Spidell's California Minute.